Hello. So, today we will discuss the reactions of aryl halides. Okay. Till now we have discussed the reactions of haloalkanes, that is aliphatic. Today we will discuss about the aromatic side, that means having a benzene ring. So that is called as haloarenes. For example, chlorobenzene. Okay. So first there are three reactions, that is the reaction nucleophilic substitution, the same as what we have studied in haloalkanes. First is nucleophilic substitution, then elimination reaction and reaction with metals. Okay. So now we will first start with the nucleophilic substitution. But here there is no SN1, SN2 reactions happening like what we have studied in the haloalkanes. And we all know that since the haloarenes, what is haloarenes? For example, if you take a haloarene, that is chlorobenzene. See, this is chlorobenzene. It's a haloarene or bromobenzene. Okay. So in this case, or generally if you talk about aryl halides, they are less reactive to nucleophilic substitution. That means what? They are less reactive to nucleophilic substitution, which means it is, if a nucleophile is coming and you want to substitute it for chlorine, that means chlorine is knocked out. For example, in the case of OH minus being a nucleophile, okay, OH minus ion nucleophile, if this wants to get converted into phenol, the reaction is less reactive than what we have done in haloalkanes. So what is the reason behind that? Why the aryl halides are less reactive towards nucleophilic substitution? Board exam question. Why this? They won't ask general aryl halides. They will ask why chlorobenzene is less reactive to nucleophilic substitution than methane or ethane, etc., or chloroethane, etc. Correct. So there are four main reasons behind it. Why the aryl halides are less reactive towards nucleophilic substitution. So we will see one by one what are the points there, or what are the reasons behind which these aryl halides are less reactive for a nucleophilic substitution. Now, so you keep in mind a aryl halide. Okay, we will take an example of this chlorobenzene itself. Okay. Now the first point is one is due to resonance. Due to resonance. So due to resonance, why these aryl halides are less reactive to nucleophilic substitution? And you know, just we will have this, that is why I already told in last session that you have to come with the resonance, to write the resonance structures ready. Okay, so if you take an example as chlorobenzene, first of all you have to draw the benzene structure correctly. Okay, you have to be perfect in drawing this hexagon. Now, this is chlorobenzene, right? Chlorobenzene. Now, how, and there are alternate single and double bond. And one of the major wrong or happening in this case of benzene is children forget to give this bond or a circle. If bond is not there, we can have a circle also. See, we can have like this. This is same as this, but if we want to show the resonance structures, we have to draw this bond. Okay. So always children make a wrong this thing, that they will forget to draw that center circle. If you didn't draw that, that compound is entirely different from benzene, isn't it? It will be cyclohexane. So be very, very cautious while writing the benzene ring. So don't forget to put that ring structure or zero or this bond for the benzene. Okay, otherwise a different compound will be formed and all the reactions will come false. So if you talk about the chlorobenzene, you know chlorine has got what? 6 electrons in it. 7 electrons, of course, it will make one with this carbon atom. This is carbon atom. Okay, just visualize it. This is carbon atom, 6 carbon atom. So what happens then? You know, chlorine has six electrons, 3 lone pair of electrons in its valence shell. So what chlorine will do? Chlorine, this electron pair, one electron pair will conjugate with this pi electron. You know this is pi electron, right? Pi electron. This is a delocalized electron. You know the Kekulé structure, the canonical structure of 1, 2 and resonance hybrid of benzene. You know that? Once again I will tell that. Last year you have studied. One structure is this, that is, if you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the second canonical form is 1, 2. Alternate single and double bonds are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, this is Kekulé structure 1 and this is Kekulé structure 2. You know that. Here the double bond is in 1, 2, but here double bond is in 1, 6. And the hybrid is what? The hybrid of the benzene is like this, which means that all the 6 electrons can be delocalized in the ring. So this is a resonance hybrid of the benzene structure, which you have studied earlier. Okay. So coming back to the point, you know this is the pi electron. You all know that. This for this thing. Okay. Now what happens? This lone pair of electron can get into conjugation with what? The pi electrons of the benzene ring. So what will happen? Just listen carefully. This lone pair of electron will come here and will make a double bond here. So then the valency will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So automatically what happens? This pi electron will get into here, making the negative. So what will happen? The resonance structure, resonance is like this, isn't it? Double-headed arrow. So what will happen? It will become like this. That means it is double bond Cl. So definitely a plus will come and 2 lone pair of electrons. Now what happens? This electron is getting into this carbon atom, is localized to this carbon atom. So it will be like this. See? It will be like this. Now what happens? The other resonance structure. This negative charge. Negative charge means what? A pair of electrons, isn't it? So the negative charge will come here. So this carbon atom has got 5 bonds. So automatically what happens? This pi electron will get into this carbon atom. See? This you know. Last year you have written so many resonance structures, isn't it? So again in conjugation or in resonance with, see, very important. This is Cl plus. Then what happens? This electron pair will be getting into bond. So it will be like this. And this pi electron will be getting into a pair of electron, that is minus charge. That is a pair of electron. And this is, see, this is the resonance structure. Again delocalization happens. You know, as the number of resonance structure increases, the stability also increases, isn't it? So again it will what happens? See, this lone pair will come into bond pair and this bond pair will come as lone pair. See? So I will get again this again will be double bond C, 2 electrons plus. Now what happens? This bond and here there will be one bond, right? So this bond and here there will be one bond and this bond pair will go as lone pair. See? There is a minus charge here. That is the first, second and third resonance structure. It is a third resonance structure. Now what happens? The last one, this will go here and this will go back to chlorine. See? This will go back to chlorine. So what happens? It will get the last resonance form, that is Cl. The pair of electron is getting into it. So the charge is vanished. Now the first bond is here, the second bond is here and the third bond is here. See? So from the starting, just see whether this and this are same structures. In the starting it is 1, 2 here in double bond. But here it is 2, 3. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is alternate double and single bonds are, it is different, isn't it? But you know, there is nothing like that. There is only a resonance hybrid. We say hypothetically that the bond is between 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. But what happens exactly? There is nothing bond like that. It is only a delocalization of electrons. The particular 1 and 2, if we say, the electron density, which means the psi square, the probability of finding the electron density is maximum in the 1, 2. If the nucleophile is getting attached there, that's all. Okay, so this is the resonance structure. Now, the question is, why aryl halides are less reactive towards nucleophilic substitution? Now see, you know, in this aryl halides, what happens? The electron density, the electron is getting here and it forms a double bond, right? See, it forms a double bond. Now what happens? There is a possibility of resonance here. So due to resonance, this chlorine has got a partial double bond here. Correct? Now what do you mean by nucleophilic substitution? A nucleophile will come and attack this benzene ring. The chlorine has to knock out and the OH has to come in. Isn't it? The chlorine has to go out and OH minus has to come in. Now see, if there is a double bond here, you know the carbon-carbon double bond will be very strong, very strong than the, or more strong than the carbon-carbon single bond. If it was a single bond, it is okay, but this is a double bond character. Due to resonance it can happen. So in that case, what happens? The removal of chlorine from a C double bond is difficult, isn't it? Isn't it? So that is why. So since the value point is, since there is a partial double bond character between this carbon and the halogen atom, the removal of the halogen atom will be difficult than in the case of haloalkanes. Haloalkanes, nothing like that is there. There is no double bond there, isn't it? There is only a single bond between the carbon and the halogen atom. So that is why aryl halides have, or it is less reactive towards nucleophilic substitution. That is the first reason. The first reason is due to resonance. So what happens due to resonance? A partial double bond character exists between the carbon and chlorine, which is difficult to remove the chlorine and attack the OH minus or substitute the OH minus. So that is the reason why the nucleophilic substitution is less in aryl halides. So hope it is clear. Now the second point of why the reactivity is less is the hybridization, which is in carbon. So this is okay, right? Any doubt, please call me. Okay. Please call me. Isn't it? You understand? Please call me. Okay. I will get doubt clear for you. Okay. Don't go for any other tantrums. Okay. That is not good. If you want to have a doubt, we can just clear it, right? You just call me. Or you can have a WhatsApp message like, teacher, I am not getting into this. Why is like that? Okay. No other tantrums. It is not good. Okay. So, now the second point is the hybridization. Second point is the hybridization. Hybridization happening in this aryl halides. Okay. So first we have to see first we have to take an aryl halide. See, this is an aryl halide. The same example I am giving it. Okay. So chlorine, there is a double bond, alternate single and a double bond. Now what happens? What is a hybridization? This is a halogen, right? This is haloarenes. This is a halogen. So you have, don't put like this. If you don't want to show resonance, leave it. Only chlorine is there. Now what happens? The hybridization of this carbon atom, listen very carefully. The hybridization of this carbon atom is what? Since it is connected to a double bond, whichever structure you will write, there is a double bond in this chlorine atom. If you have like this, if you put here, this carbon atom, the same carbon atom will have a double bond here. So that's not a problem. So what happens? This, since C is double bonded, this carbon atom is in an sp2 hybridized state. What is it? That carbon atom is in an sp2 hybridized state. Now what happens? In the case of an haloalkane, you know it's tetrahedral shape, right? Tetrahedral shape. And this carbon atom is in an sp3 hybridized state because all the 4 atoms are single bonded. So that is an sp3 hybridized state, but this is an sp2 hybridized state. Now our question is, how you relate this hybridization with the less reactivity of an aryl halide? How will you make it? See, you know, that you have studied sp2 hybridization, sp, sp3, etc., sp3d2, dsp2, etc. See, in the case of an sp2 hybridization, what is the amount of s character there? You know, right? S character and p character. So, in an sp2 hybridization, or we start from sp. For an sp hybridization, the s character is 50% and the p character is 50% because it is sp. But coming to sp3 or sp2, what happens? This is 25% s character and the 75%, it is 33% s character and 66% p character. And what about sp3? 25% s character and 75% p character. Correct. This is what we are studying. Now what happens? In sp2 hybridization, the s character is increased than the sp3. See, sp3 it is only s character 25. But in sp2 the s character is 33%. Now as a rule, you study as the s character increases, the electronegativity also increases to that atom. Underline. That means when s character increases, the tendency of that atom to attract the electron pair will increase. That means the electronegativity increases. So what happens? This carbon atom being an sp2 hybridized, and since the s character is more than the sp3 hybridized, this is more electronegative. Correct. And if you talk about chlorine and carbon, you know chlorine is more electronegative, but still, since the s character, that is, you are now coming into hybridization. You are accounting for hybridization. So what happens? This carbon atom will attract the electron towards itself. See? It will attract towards itself. Then what happens? If there is an attraction from the chlorine atom towards the carbon atom, the bond length will decrease. See? The carbon-chlorine bond length will get decreased rather than the carbon-chlorine single bond. I mean, it is an sp3 hybridization. The carbon-chlorine bond length will be more when compared with the carbon in sp2 hybridization. The carbon-chlorine or halogen bond will be slightly decreased. So what happens? Slightly decreased means what? It is shortened. So from a short bond, it is difficult to get away a chlorine or a halogen and put an OH minus or a nucleophile. So that is the reason behind the hybridization in haloarenes. Got it? So the points are, first of all, you have to say what? In haloarenes, the carbon atom which is attached to a halogen atom is an sp2 hybridized state. Whereas in a haloalkane, that carbon atom is in an sp3 hybridized state. Correct? The second point is, since the s character is more in an sp2 hybridization, this is more electronegative than if you compare with the, I am not comparing with this chlorine, I am comparing this carbon atom and this carbon atom. Keep in mind. So the s character, which means the electronegativity of this carbon will be more than when compared to this carbon atom in an haloalkanes, which is an sp3 hybridized state. So what happens? There is a chance of what? Attracting the electron pair of chlorine towards itself, making a partial double bond character, if you want to say like that. You can also say like that. So the bond, you can say the bond length decreases. Not a double bond exactly, but the bond length decreases. So it is pulling down. It is pulling. The carbon is pulling the electron clouds of the chlorine towards itself. So the chlorine will come little bit closer to the carbon. So making the bond difficult than the bond in the haloalkanes. To remove the chlorine and to put the OH minus. So that is the second reason why, due to hybridization, why aryl halides are less reactive than haloalkanes. Got it? First was resonance, second was hybridization. Okay. Now third point is the instability of this phenyl cation. What is phenyl cation? What is phenyl cation? Phenyl cation is nothing but, you know, C6H6 is benzene. See? C6H6 is benzene. You call it as benzene. Now, phenyl means what? If you remove a hydrogen atom, C6H6, right? Now, C6H5 is phenyl. Phenyl, you say it as phenyl. In IUPAC naming also you can write what? Phenyl, no problem. It is accepted. Like in alcohols, in phenols or amines, this C6H5 is called as phenyl. Now, what is phenyl cation? Cation means it contains a plus charge. Isn't it? Cation, phenyl cation. Now, in the case of a chlorobenzene or a halobenzene, because we are talking about haloarenes, due to self-ionization means the chlorine is getting away from the benzene. If that happens, the possibilities we are saying or the reasons we are saying why it is less reactive, why nucleophilic substitution is not as faster as the haloalkanes. Why? That means if it undergoes self-ionization, which means if the Cl part is gone, what you will have? You will have a plus charge, right? Cl will go as Cl minus. So this will have a plus charge. So this is called as phenyl cation. And this compound is highly unstable. Okay, this is highly unstable. So it won't, the haloalkanes won't have this structure. Why? It won't self-ionize to form this structure and then a nucleophile will come because it is plus. So very well a OH minus can come, but it cannot happen like that because the instability of the phenyl cation, this is not stable. It will go into another product. If it was like this, substitution happens very easily because this is plus, no? So OH minus can come and attack this plus and phenol is formed, OH is formed. So it cannot happen. Why? Because as soon as the phenyl cation is formed, it is unstable and it will form another product. Okay. So that is why. So the instability of the phenyl cation is again a reason for the less reactivity of nucleophilic substitution. Clear? And the last reason is, the last reason, the fourth reason is, see, you have a benzene ring. And you know that this benzene ring is highly electron rich, isn't it? Because there are 2, 4, 6 electron pairs in benzene ring. It itself acts as a... So in that condition, a benzene ring, or it is having a chlorobenzene. If you talk about a chlorobenzene also, this benzene ring, inside the benzene ring, it has got a 6 lone pair of electron which is getting delocalized toward the benzene. Now in such a benzene, if another nucleophile, say OH minus, comes, now what happens? There is a possibility of a repulsion, isn't it? That is, a negative is coming, a negative ion is coming, that is nucleophile. Again the benzene itself is a rich nucleophile, isn't it? That is electron rich, 6 electrons are there inside it, which is moving around. So there comes a repulsion between this electron, delocalized electron in the benzene ring and the coming nucleophile with a negative charge. There is a possibility, isn't it? So by that, nucleophile substitution will be slow. Or that is why we say nucleophilic substitutions are less reactive in the case of haloarenes. Clear? Okay, we will sum up once more. What are the 4 reasons behind that? The first reason is resonance. So if you write a note, you can have resonance and on that subpoint the partial double bond character. That's it. So by seeing that 2 points, you can elaborate on that, isn't it? Okay. So the first point is due to the resonance. Resonance, what happens? A partial double bond character occurs and the removing a chlorine from the double bond is extremely difficult rather than a single bond. So it shows nucleophilic substitution, of course. It shows nucleophilic substitution, but under very high conditions it will happen. Okay. Second point is the hybridization in the carbon atom. In haloarenes, sp2 hybridization, thereby S character increases. So see, if you are noting the notes, second point is hybridization. You can have sp2 hybridization. Again subpoint S character increases. Again subpoint electronegativity increases. Again subpoint, thereby it will attract the electrons of the chlorine or halogen towards itself, making the bond short. So see how the cycle goes. A flow chart can happen there, isn't it? So this is how you make notes. Okay, just for the remembering. Now the third point is the instability of phenyl cation. That is simple point. And the fourth is a greater repulsion among what? The coming nucleophile and the benzene itself. Benzene is a rich nucleophile itself because of the 6 electron pair. So these are the 4 criteria or the reason behind which why haloarenes are less reactive in nucleophilic substitution. So is it clear? Now we will move on to the nuclear substitution. Okay, it will happen. Definitely nucleophilic substitution is happening there. So now we will see one by one how nucleophilic substitution happens. Okay. So hope it is clear this much. Now next is we will have a nucleophilic substitution. See, you have a chlorine atom, correct? Chlorine atom, and you want to substitute OH minus. OH minus, if you want to substitute, what will be the reagent? It will be either KOH or NaOH, because OH minus. So we will have NaOH here, correct? But as I told you, it is not an easy reaction. Under drastic condition only, this NaOH minus will come here. Why? That is the reason we have told the 4 reasons. So, in acidic medium, so it needs a temperature of 625 Kelvin and an atmosphere of 300 at most, then only, and in acidic medium, then only this chlorine nucleophile OH minus will get substituted by the removal of chlorine. See? So, this is important. This temperature, pressure, and in an acidic medium. Acidic medium, you know, H plus will abstract the Cl minus. Don't tell me that I am putting like here H plus and why I wrote like this. It's a stupid question, isn't it? It's a stupidity because it shows that you don't know nothing. Otherwise, if a brilliant or if a student, not brilliant, not always brilliant, if a student knows that what is the importance of H plus, if a student knows what is the importance of an H plus and why a teacher is putting like this, it doesn't mean that the teacher doesn't know how to write HCl, isn't it? Am I right? Okay, so just reflect yourself, right? Before going into any question or answer, just reflect on yourself whether you know it, correct? You know at least the funda or the concept. Then you make clarifications. There lies the integrity in you. Anybody, if it is me also, the same thing happens. If I don't know the fundamental that HBr or the hydrogen bromide or hydrogen chloride, the formula which we have studied in 8th standard or 7th standard, you don't know that. And if you ask a teacher or somebody else, why you wrote like this H plus and Cl minus, it is just a stupidity, isn't it? Observe. So, just make your own reflections on yourself, how you are smart enough in any subjects for that matter, chemistry, physics, maths, anything for that matter. Maybe you will be a good student, but if you are not doing your homework or reading the textbook, don't go or challenge it. Okay. You can challenge if you are 100% sure. Okay, no one is perfect in that matter. Okay. Well, so in this case, since that this temperature is important, this pressure is important, and this acidic medium is important. And now you got the point why the acidic medium is important, because it will abstract the Cl minus from there. Okay, so it will have HCl gone out and OH minus will come. So this type of nucleophilic substitution happens. That's the point. But under drastic conditions. That means it needs a pressure, it needs a temperature, it needs a medium. Correct. So this happens. But one thing we can do is, see, last session also we said that the reaction will go in some direction or in that direction whether it happens fast, isn't it? When a reaction happens fast means it is that reaction. Right. So what happens is, you can make one change here. You know, we have studied about electron withdrawing group and electron donating group, isn't it? Last year. Electron withdrawing group means the ability of some groups which can withdraw the electrons from this benzene ring. Thereby, the carbon atoms will have less electron density. Less electron density means, electron means what? Minus charge. Isn't it? So, less electron density means the nucleophile with a minus charge can easily attack the benzene. That is electron withdrawing group. Electron donating group means what? That group, for example, this group will donate the electron towards the benzene ring, making more richer. Correct. That is the difference between electron withdrawing group and electron donating group. See, again that is in connection with the plus I and minus effect. Contradictions happens because, see, here it is a Cl group. You know Cl group is a minus I effect, isn't it? Minus I effect means what? Electron withdrawing nature. So, these things can contradict each other, and how reaction happens? Who is overweighing that? Is the resonance overweighing, or is the minus I effect overweighing, or is the electron withdrawing group ability overweighing? Then the reaction will go into that direction. So, you have to put all in your mind and make it just a calculation of what overweighs what, or what is the possible reactions by which if this happens. And the point is, already I told you, if you want to have a note, you can note it down. The electron withdrawing group is like NO2, Cn, COOH, COOR, SO3H. These are the examples of electron withdrawing group. Okay, and you know nitro group is a very well electron withdrawing group. So now what happens is, if you put a nitro group, listen very carefully, if you put a nitro group, that is NO2 group, either in the para position or in the ortho position. Listen, if you put a nitro group, which is an electron withdrawing group, in the ortho or para position, then what happens? This reaction will be more easier for the attack of OH minus. Listen carefully. Why? Because this is an electron withdrawing group. So if you write the next test, if you put an NO2 here, see, if you put an NO2 here, pressure is not needed. Because in the textbook it is not there, but definitely there is some pressure needed, but leave it. Now the temperature is reduced from 625 or 623 to 443 Kelvin. See how the temperature is reduced? Due to this effect of this electron withdrawing group, that means this group have a tendency to withdraw this electron group towards itself, density. Withdraw means not theoretically it is not withdrawing. The electron cloud is the polarizing power and all you know. So the density is coming into that, that's all. Correct. So the 443 Kelvin and H plus, this reaction happens, see, in NaOH. See? Now, if you put again in an ortho position is NO2, see, if two NO2s are there, one is in ortho position and other is in para position, again this is reduced, see, again this is reduced and it will form 368 Kelvin, see, from 443 it is getting reduced again to 368 Kelvin and in H plus, you will get that. Here again NO2 and NO2 will be there. In the last also para position, keep in mind to put the NO2. Okay, I didn't put, but you have to put. So, this is the product. So, you can have the OH minus easily when an NO2 group is there either in the ortho position or in the para position. Why? Because the NO2 has an electron withdrawing power. So that due to the electron withdrawing power, the electron, I will say the mechanism, we have to study the mechanism in that session. So here the electron density decreases, thereby the OH group can attack. Correct. Now see, if there is 3 NO2 groups, see, 2 ortho position, ortho you know right, second and sixth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2 and 1, 6 is ortho. 1, 4 is para. You know that, right? Okay. So, you know ortho, para, meta. Okay. So, NO2, if 3 nitro group is there, so there are 3 electron withdrawing group. So, the power is strong, isn't it? 3 nitro groups are withdrawing the electron density from the benzene. So, this electron density is now not so rich in the electron, so it can easily attack the OH minus. So, what happens here? There is also NO2. Now here there is no temperature required. See, just you put NaOH and warm it. See how the reactions goes in different directions. This is what you have to understand. The same reaction in NaOH, in the first case without having NO2 or electron withdrawing group, the substitution of an OH minus is very, very difficult. So you have to have a temperature of 600, above 600 Kelvin. You have to have a pressure of 300 atmosphere, which is very high, and in acidic medium. Acidic medium is okay. But when you put a nitro group in para position, para is the major position, product always formed due to symmetry. We will come to that later. So if a para position NO2 is there, then you can reduce the temperature from 625 to 443. See? Then, if an ortho position also, if an NO2 is there, again the temperature is reduced to 365. See? And there is no need of pressure also there. Now, if 3 position, that is 2 ortho and 1 para position, this is meta, right? This is meta position. 1, 2, 3. 3 and 5 are meta. 2 and 6 are ortho. And only 4 is para. Hope you are knowing that. That's why I am continuing. Okay. So, this NO2, 3 NO2s are there. What will happen? 3 NO2. There is not even necessary the temperature, or there is not even necessary the pressure. Just you warm with NaOH. Then what happens? This OH is readily substitute for chlorine. See, the same NaOH in different drastic conditions. Okay. So, now, if you ask me now, there will be doubt in you. Why the meta position you are not mentioning? Isn't it? I only mentioned about the ortho and the para position. Why you are not mentioning that? Why? Because there is a valid reason behind that. If meta position also we can put, but the effect is not much pronounced in this ortho para position in the case of the meta position. Or I can say conversely, the effect of this electron withdrawing group is much pronounced in this ortho para position and not in meta position. Clear? Which means what? If there is a if there is an NO2 group in meta position, then there won't be any effect of the nucleophilic substitution. It is just as another group putting in that benzene ring, that's all. The electron withdrawing effect is not so pronounced in meta than in ortho para group. So you will ask me how it happens. For that, you have to know the mechanism. The mechanism we will see in the next session. So, my request is you have to go through all the resonance structures. For example, just I will give you a hint today. This is okay, right? All the 4 reactions of NaOH. Okay. So, tomorrow, for the next session, we will be having the mechanism. In mechanism, what happens is, I will give you a clue. Just go and get the homework. Just write it down. Whether you can do that. See, you have a chlorobenzene. Okay, I am giving you just a clue. Chlorobenzene. Ortho position and meta position, NO2 group will be there. We will study the mechanism. Now, NO2 group is like what? N double bond O, O minus. So, this is the NO2 group. And this N has a plus charge here. So, what today you have to do is, after the session, you write this structure and get the resonance structure of this nitrochlorobenzene. How the resonance happens. Okay. So, just have a look. So till then, thank you.